Hello all, welcome again. This is the series onto the VxWorks for beginners, and as per request we are doing the configuration of the VxWorks. Okay. After development is finished or completed, you may need to exclude unnecessary VxWorks facilities, link application code into VxWorks, extend VxWorks startup code to spawn application tasks. Final application may be linked with VxWorks and put into ROM or Flash, downloaded from host over a network, load from a local disk. So coming to the scaling, project facility may be used to configure all VxWorks images, that is downloadable, ROMable, ROM resident, except for boot ROM images. Boot ROM images must be configured by editing config.h file for the BSP board support package involved. VxWorks must be rebuilt using Tornado 2 mechanism. When the new VxWorks image is built and booted, it will initialize the facilities selected. So there is one more thing, facility. The project facility contains an auto scale feature which scales VxWorks based on user application code. First locates VxWorks components required by your BSP or application, then looks for included components with which might not be needed by your application. Provides an easy quick start scaling VxWorks. On application startup code, the file usr app init.c is provided containing a subroutine usr app init method in every bootable project. See here, void user app init, add application specific code here, and then edit user app init to include code starting your application. User app init executes at the end of user root. This we already discussed. The function executed by the first VxWorks task. Linking an application with VxWorks, add application source code to the bootable VxWorks project and build together. Okay. Configuration for board support package, critical files syslib.c, sysserial.c, sysalib.s, rom init.s, bsp name.h, and config.h. All the configurations required. So system libraries or initialization functions: initialize hardware, identify system, initialize drivers such as serial, memory or address based functions, get on board memory size, bus interrupt functions, enable or disable bus interrupts, clock timer functions, enable or disable timer interrupts, and set periodic rate of timer. Mailbox, just simply enable or disable. So VxWorks runtime system initialization sequence follows like this. These are all the routines. First routine is sys init, um, and then followed by user init, and then followed by user kernel init and kernel init, and then user root. So the respective activities are given and respective file is given, right? So say for example, let's take this usr init, the second 0 bss, that is uninitialized data, invoke exe vector init to initialize interrupt vectors, invoke sys hw init, that is hardware system initialization, invoke usr kernel init, invoke kernel init. These are all the activities done by usr init, which is defined in the file usr config.s. Similarly, with usr kernel init, we have got class lib init, task lib init, task hook init, semb lib init, mlib init, mc lib init, wd lib init, and msgq lib init. So this is the sequence, the VxWorks runtime initialization follows. First system init, and then USR init, USR kernel init, and kernel init, and USR root in this sequence. So roamable images contain bootstrap code which copies VxWorks from ROM to RAM, decompressing if necessary. Bootstrap code is rom.c. VxWorks underscore ROM contains an uncomp, and VxWorks underscore ROM compress a compressed VxWorks image built using the VxWorks rule. Initialization for ROM based VxWorks or ROM entry point, ROM init, and copying VxWorks image is ROM start, ROM start. This is how the boot image would be. Say for example, we have a U-boot sequence. Just see the sequence. So on the ROM, you have bootloader, U-boot, kernel image, root file system. On CPU reset, 0x200 bypass. So kernel file system, bootloader on the SDRAM. So on a general basis, we can say on RAM, data and BSS resides, and the addressing from ROM to RAM, right? Copy to RAM, RAM high address, and local address, ADRS, S is missing over there. This is how the boot image would be. So downloadable images. VxWorks image does not contain within the bootstrap code to copy itself out of ROM into RAM. It requires a separate boot program to obtain the image from a local storage device or from across the network. Load it into RAM at RAM low address ADRS to execute. So ROM based VxWorks startup will have ROM init.s. ROM init.s with a minimal initialization of interrupts, initial stack. ROM.c or boot init.c copy text or data segments to RAM. User init in project config.c or boot config.c is for pre-kernel hardware and software initialization. Start kernel by calling kernel init. User root in project config.c or boot config.c. Init facilities configured in the VxWorks start boot program or user application. So as usual, boot program or user application is the final sequence on ROM based VxWorks startup. And we have prjconfig.c is generated by the project facility in each bootable project directory. Downloaded VxWorks startup will have boot program loads VxWorks over network or local disk etc. Call system sysinit in sysairlib.s, user init in pj config.c, and user root in prjconfig.c, project config.c, and user application. So booting a target hardware must be configured first, and VxWorks boot ROMs replace board manufacturers' ROMs. So jumpers etc. set as described in the target/config/bsp/target.txt. So VxWorks boot ROMs enable setting boot parameters via serial connection, downloading and executing VxWorks. Booting sequence will be through Ethernet serial, that is triple P or SLIP slip, boot TP or TFTP. So let's see some of the boot parameters. Let's go through this. So boot device, processor number, host name, um, Ethernet, host, INET, gateway. So these are all parameters. On a successful boot, VxWorks will look like this. Downloaded images, run now. And this differs with according to the version of your IDE. This may a successful boot image will look different. Okay. I hope we have covered the configuration of VxWorks. On a summary, we have seen overview of configuration after development, what are all things happening. We have went through scaling, auto scaling, and then application startup code, linking an application with VxWorks, configuration onto the BSP like critical files, syslib.c, etc. System library, and then we went into the runtime system initialization sequence of the VxWorks, where we discussed about the routines and its activities and which file they correspond to. Then we discussed about ROMable images and initialization for ROM based VxWorks. And we have seen how the boot image is configured, and for example we have seen U-boot, universal boot, how the power and reset is associated and the address are associated. Using a figure, we could able to differentiate RAM and ROM, and downloadable images where we understood something like bootstrap code to copy itself out of ROM into RAM, and then ROM based VxWorks startup. We understood about the files like rominit.s, romstart.c, user init method or user root method, and boot program or user application. Then we learnt about startup using prjconfig.c file, and then downloaded VxWorks startup sequence, and then booting a target using how to configure. Hardware must first be configured, and then VxWorks boot ROMs enable, setting boot parameters via serial connection, downloading and executing VxWorks image, and booting scenarios. We just saw how the boot parameters are, and then this is how the successful boot would contain these kind of messages. Not exactly the same, it differs with your target board and all. Okay, something similar to this. Okay. And apart from all the topics, we covered even the configuration before implementation of timing and programmatical implementation. Before going for programmatical implementation, I want you to share this, subscribe this video if you did not subscribe, and click the bell icon for personal notifications. And after, if you have done so, then we will look about we have a plans in getting into the free RTOS in a sequence. Sooner or later I will release the sequence at which we learn the free RTOS, FREE RTOS. It's a real-time operating system in Trend. Thank you.